80% of truck owners have no idea what engine powers their vehicle. But what if I told you that the engine under your hood has shaped American culture more than any politician ever could? Engines that transform not just how we drive, but how we live, work, and define ourselves as a nation. In this video, we're counting down the 15 most influential truck engines ever built based on actual maintenance records and million-mile achievements. And trust me, some of these rankings will shock longtime mechanics. From engines that outlasted the trucks they powered to motors that created entire subcultures of fanatical enthusiasts. Most manufacturers completely misunderstand what makes Americans fall in love with a powertrain. And here's the kicker. The top engine on our list was so overbuilt that UPS delivery fleets kept ordering it long after it was discontinued for the public. Stay until the end, because this isn't just entertainment. It's the definitive guide to understanding why certain engines become legends while others are forgotten. Skip this, and you might never understand what made American trucks the backbone of our national identity. Number 15, Dodge 8.3-liter V10, Ram SRT10. We start our countdown with pure, unadulterated madness. The Dodge Ram SRT10 from 2004 to 2006 wasn't just a truck. It was automotive insanity on wheels. What happens when engineers take a legitimate supercar engine and drop it into a pickup truck? You get 500 horsepower and 525 pound-feet of torque from an aluminum block 8.3-liter V10 straight out of the Dodge Viper. This wasn't about practicality or towing capacity. This was about hitting 60 miles per hour in 4.9 seconds in a full-size pickup. This was Dodge throwing down the gauntlet in the mid-2000s horsepower wars. What made this engine truly special wasn't just its raw power, it was how that power was delivered. High revving, aggressive, and with a soundtrack that made muscle car owners jealous. The SRT10 wasn't trying to be the most practical truck on the road. It was aiming to be the most exhilarating. The Viper V10 was completely different from the older iron block 8.0-liter Magnum V10 used in heavy-duty Rams. This was a precision instrument, a statement that American trucks could be as thrilling as any sports car. Today, these trucks are highly sought-after collectibles, representing a moment when performance trumped practicality in the most American way possible. Number 14, Chevrolet 5.3-liter Vortec V8. The Chevy 5.3-liter Vortec might not have the flash of a Viper V10, but what it lacks in drama, it makes up for in sheer ubiquity and dependability. From 1999 to 2014, this engine powered millions of Silverados, Sierras, Tahoes, and Suburbans across America. Part of the globally successful LS engine family, the 5.3-liter combined modern electronic controls with the fundamental simplicity that made American V8s legendary. With power ranging from 270 to 326 horses and torque up to 348 pound-feet, the 5.3-liter struck the perfect balance between everyday usability and genuine capability. It wasn't the most powerful engine on the market, but it was arguably the most trusted. What made the 5.3-liter special was its dual nature, tough enough for work, refined enough for family duty. It inherited the reliability mantle from the older 350 small block while modernizing the formula for the 21st century. The aftermarket community embraced the 5.3-liter completely, making it one of the most mod-friendly platforms for truck enthusiasts looking to add power without sacrificing that legendary GM reliability. For millions of Americans, the 5.3-liter Vortec wasn't just an engine. It was the pulse of their daily lives, starting faithfully every morning, whether in Minnesota winters or Arizona summers. Number 13, Ford 7.3-liter V8, Godzilla. Sometimes moving forward requires taking a step back. The Ford 7.3-liter V8, Godzilla, introduced in 2020, represents Ford's acknowledgement that sometimes simpler is better. After years of complex overhead cam designs, Ford returned to the pushrod V8 architecture with this 445 cubic inch monster, delivering 430 horsepower and 485 pound-feet of torque in Super Duty applications. What makes Godzilla significant isn't just its impressive output, it's the engineering philosophy behind it. Ford deliberately chose an overhead valve pushrod design with a cast iron block to prioritize durability, serviceability, and low-end torque for heavy commercial use. This engine is the direct response to the maintenance headaches that plague the more complex Triton engines. It's Ford admitting that for trucks that work for a living, reliability trumps technical sophistication every time. The Godzilla engine has quickly developed a following among enthusiasts and tuners who appreciate its strong low-end grunt and tremendous potential for modification. It's proof that sometimes the best way to innovate is to perfect what already works. In a world obsessed with complexity, Godzilla stands as a refreshing return to fundamentals, a modern engine with old-school durability built into its DNA. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up with the latest automotive content. More videos like this are coming soon, and you won't want to miss them. Number 12. Ford's 6.7-liter Powerstroke V8 Scorpion. The Ford 6.7-liter Powerstroke, codenamed Scorpion, marks a pivotal moment in Ford's diesel history. Introduced in 2011, this was Ford's declaration of independence. The first Powerstroke diesel designed and built entirely in-house, ending their long partnership with Navistar. Built using a compacted graphite iron block, the 6.7-liter features a revolutionary reversed architecture with the exhaust manifolds inside the V of the engine, improving turbo response and thermal management. This engine has been at the forefront of the diesel wars, pushing output from 390 horsepower and 735 pound-feet of torque in 2011 to an astonishing 500 horsepower and 1,200 pound-feet in current high-output form. The Scorpion changed the game by showing that diesel trucks could be both powerful and refined. It's significantly quieter than previous generations while delivering performance figures that would have seemed impossible a decade earlier. Ford's in-house design has proven remarkably adaptable, successfully integrating increasingly stringent emissions controls while continuing to push performance boundaries. It's the engine that turned the horsepower and torque wars into an all-out arms race. What makes the 6.7-liter Powerstroke truly special is how it manages to deliver commercial-grade durability with near-luxury levels of refinement. It's as comfortable hauling a 30,000-pound trailer as it is cruising on the highway. Number 11. Cummins 6.7-liter i6 turbo diesel, high output. When Cummins replaced the legendary 5.9-liter with the 6.7-liter in 2007, they had enormous shoes to fill. Somehow, they not only met expectations, but exceeded them. The 6.7-liter maintained the Inline 6 configuration that Cummins loyalists demanded, while integrating modern emissions technology including variable geometry turbocharging, diesel particulate filters, and DEF systems. What's remarkable about the 6.7-liter is how it has maintained the legendary Cummins durability despite this added complexity. Current high-output versions deliver an impressive 430 horsepower and 1,075 pound-feet of torque, numbers that would have seemed impossible in the P-pump era. The 6.7-liter has already joined the million-mile club, with numerous documented engines exceeding 1 million miles of service. This achievement confirms that Cummins' foundational strength is sufficient to withstand the added heat and pressure of modern emission systems. Ram has continuously optimized the 6.7-liter, recently pairing it with an advanced 8-speed transmission to improve drivability. The combination of brute strength and increasing refinement has kept this engine at the top of heavy-duty wish lists. The 6.7-liter Cummins isn't just powerful, it's the modern benchmark for reliability in an era where complexity could have compromised durability. It's proof that, with proper engineering, progress doesn't have to come at the expense of dependability. Number 10. Caterpillar C15 i6 Acert. For owner-operators and long-haul truckers, nothing says American trucking like the Caterpillar C15. This isn't just a truck engine, it's the king of the open road. With a massive 15.2-liter displacement, that's 928 cubic inches, The C15 stands in a class of its own, producing between 435 and 650 horsepower and up to 2,050 pound-feet of torque in its most potent configurations. The C15 utilizes CAT's proprietary ACER technology to meet emission standards while maintaining its legendary pulling power. This is engineering built for the most demanding conditions imaginable. What makes the C15 special is its unrelenting capability. Designed for continuous operation while hauling up to 80,000 pounds across mountain passes and through desert heat, it represents the absolute pinnacle of professional hauling power. The long-stroke design prioritizes torque over peak horsepower, delivering the sustained pulling power that defines serious commercial trucking. For many truckers, the C15 isn't just an engine. It's a trusted business partner and the heartbeat of America's logistics network. When you see a heavy-haul truck climbing a steep grade with 40 tons behind it, chances are there's a CAT C15 doing the heavy lifting, mile after relentless mile. Number 9. Dodge 8.0-liter Magnum V10. In the 1990s, as diesel technology was becoming more prevalent, but still carried a significant price premium, Dodge offered a unique solution, the massive 8.0-liter Magnum V10. Serving in Ram 2500 and 3500 HD trucks from 1994 to 2002, this iron block V10 delivered 310 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque, figures that challenged the early Cummins diesels without the specialized maintenance requirements. What made the 8.0-liter V10 special was its position in the market. Its 450 pound-feet of torque was highly competitive with the early 12-valve Cummins engines, which were rated between 400 and 440 pound-feet. Yet it ran on regular gasoline and started reliably in any weather. The V10 filled the perfect niche for buyers who needed serious capability but weren't ready to make the leap to diesel ownership. It offered simplified maintenance with nearly diesel-like torque, making it the ideal compromise for many heavy-duty users. Though not as fuel-efficient as diesel options, the Magnum V10 developed a devoted following among owners who appreciated its smooth power delivery, reliability, and the distinctive rumble that only 10 cylinders can produce. This engine stands as a testament to thinking outside the box when tackling heavy-duty challenges. Sometimes more cylinders is the right answer. Number 8. Ford 5.4-liter Triton V8 modular engine. Few engines have powered more American vehicles than the Ford 5.4-liter Triton V8. As the heart of the best-selling F-150 lineup from 1997 through 2010, this overhead cam V8 defined an era of light-duty trucking. Part of Ford's modular engine family, the 5.4-liter represented the shift to modern V8 architecture, delivering up to 310 horsepower and 365 pound-feet of torque in its 3-valve variants. The 5.4-liter had a complicated relationship with owners. On one hand, it powered millions of trucks that faithfully served their owners. On the other, it became infamous for some persistent issues, particularly spark plug problems and timing system failures in the 3-valve version. What makes the 5.4-liter historically significant isn't just its ubiquity, but what it taught both Ford and consumers about the trade-offs between modern efficiency and traditional simplicity. The complex overhead cam design improved fuel economy, but introduced maintenance challenges that were foreign to previous generations of truck owners. Despite its challenges, the 5.4-liter Triton remained the backbone of America's best-selling vehicle for over a decade. The lessons learned from this engine directly influenced Ford's later engine development, including the return to pushrod simplicity with the 7.3-liter Godzilla. The 5.4-liter Triton is a study in contrast, a widely produced, capable engine that simultaneously earned both loyalty and criticism from the massive F-150 owner base. Number 7. GMC and Chevy 6.6-liter Duramax, LB7 and LBZ V8. When General Motors entered the high-performance diesel pickup segment in 2001 with the 6.6-liter Duramax, they changed the competitive landscape forever. Developed with Isuzu, the Duramax platform established GM as a serious diesel contender. The early LB7, 2001 to 2004, produced 300 horsepower and 520 pound-feet of torque, but by the LBZ generation, 2006 to 2007, output had surged to 360 horsepower and 650 pound-feet. The V8 configuration delivered a smooth, refined power delivery that quickly won over converts. Using aluminum cylinder heads on a cast iron block and incorporating a high-pressure common rail injection system with a Bosch CP3 pump, the Duramax represented cutting-edge diesel technology. However, the early LB7 models became known for problematic fuel injector failures. These issues, often caused by poor fuel quality, stressing the high-pressure system, resulted in expensive repairs due to the location of the injectors beneath the valve covers. Despite these growing pains, the Duramax platform evolved quickly, with the LBZ generation earning a reputation as one of the best diesel truck engines ever built. The combination of power, refinement, and, in later versions, reliability made the Duramax the heart of GM's heavy-duty renaissance. What makes the Duramax historically significant is how it transformed GM from a diesel also-ran into a segment leader, proving that with the right engineering partner, even late entries can redefine market expectations. If you're enjoying this deep dive into legendary truck engines, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of our upcoming automotive content. Now let's continue with our countdown. Number 6, Detroit Diesel 8V92, two-stroke. No engine in American trucking has a more distinctive sound than the Detroit Diesel 8V92, affectionately known as the Screamin' Jimmy. This massive 12.1-liter, 738 cubic inches, V8 dominated heavy-duty applications throughout the 1980s and 1990s. What made the 8V92 revolutionary was its two-stroke diesel cycle. Unlike four-stroke engines, the Screamin' Jimmy produced power in every cylinder rotation, giving it instant response and that signature high-pitched whine that could be heard from blocks away. Using a roots blower and supercharger for cylinder scavenging, this beast produced between 350 and 550 horsepower, with torque figures reaching an impressive 1,250 pound-feet. The two-stroke design sacrificed some fuel efficiency, but in an era when performance trumped economy, that was a price worth paying. The 8V92 represented an engineering philosophy where getting the job done was all that mattered. For fleet operators, it offered another advantage: up to 70% parts interchangeability between variants, greatly simplifying maintenance. The raw, rapid power delivery of the Screamin' Jimmy made it the soundtrack of American trucking for a generation. Its distinctive sound announced its presence with authority, whether pulling into a truck stop or climbing a mountain pass. Though emissions regulations eventually ended the reign of the two-stroke diesel, the 8V92 remains the epitome of old-school American power: unapologetic, unmistakable, and unforgettable. Number 5, Ford and Navistar 7.3-liter Powerstroke diesel. If there's one engine that cemented Ford's diesel reputation, it's the 7.3-liter Powerstroke. Produced by International Navistar and available in Ford Super Duty trucks from 1994.5 to 2003, it's often considered the gold standard of diesel reliability. This 444 cubic inch V8 turbo diesel eventually reached 275 horsepower and 525 pound-feet of torque. Impressive figures for the era. But raw power wasn't what made the 7.3-liter special. It was its seemingly indestructible nature. Technically, the 7.3-liter used a unique high-pressure oil pump system to activate its hydraulic electronic unit injectors, creating up to 21,000 psi of injection pressure. This complex-sounding system proved remarkably robust in real-world use. The 7.3-liter routinely surpassed 250,000 miles without major issues, establishing itself as the benchmark for diesel durability. Common problems like failures of the exhaust back pressure valve and cam position sensor were minor compared to the engine's overall resilience. What made the 7.3-liter legendary wasn't just how well it was built, but how it compared to its successors. The mechanical challenges faced by later Powerstroke engines only elevated the 7.3-liter status as representing the golden era of diesel reliability. For many Ford diesel enthusiasts, the 7.3-liter remains the standard by which all other engines are judged, the embodiment of the phrase, "They don't build them like they used to." Number 4. Cummins 5.9-liter i6 12-valve and 24-valve. When Dodge partnered with Cummins in 1989, they fundamentally changed the American pickup landscape. The Cummins 5.9-liter inline-6 is credited with making torque a household word and creating a cult-like following among diesel enthusiasts. The early 12-valve generation, 1989 to 1998, is most revered for using the completely mechanical Bosch P7100 injection pump, the famous P-pump, delivering stock torque figures up to 440 pound-feet. Later 24-valve designs, 1998 to 2007, pushed output to 325 horsepower and 610 pound-feet. What made the 5.9-liter Cummins legendary was its combination of mechanical simplicity and extreme durability. Many stock examples exceed 200,000 miles effortlessly, with dedicated maintenance helping engines surpass 600,000 miles. Over 110 documented 5.9-liter engines have achieved the coveted 1 million-mile benchmark. The 12-valve P-pump version became the cornerstone of diesel performance culture. Its mechanical nature allowed simple fueling adjustments without complex electronic controls, making massive power accessible to the average enthusiast, a level of freedom impossible with modern, electronically governed diesels. The 5.9-liter Cummins transformed the heavy-duty pickup market by showing what was possible when commercial-grade durability met consumer-grade accessibility. It wasn't just an engine, it was the start of a movement that continues to this day. For countless diesel enthusiasts, the P-pump Cummins represents the perfect balance of industrial strength and mechanical freedom. The engine that launched 1,000 modifications and created a generation of torque addicts. Number 3. Dodge 225 cubic inch, 3.7 liters, Slant 6. Sometimes the most legendary engines aren't defined by massive power, but by sheer indestructibility. The Mopar Slant 6, particularly the 225 cubic inch, 3.7-liter variant, earned its nickname, the Leaning Tower of Power, through decades of nearly bulletproof service. With its unique 30-degree tilt, implemented for packaging under lower hood lines, the Slant 6 produced a modest 145 horsepower and 215 pound-feet of torque. But power figures don't tell the story of this engine's greatness. The slanted design inadvertently created superb oil drainage and optimized cooling properties, leading to exceptional reliability. Owners recounted driving for months with zero oil pressure due to failed oil pumps, yet the engine continued running. In regions exposed to road salt, drivers often reported that their trucks would completely rust away, sometimes with holes in the floorboards, while the Slant 6 stubbornly refused to die. This wasn't just reliability, it was mechanical immortality. What makes the Slant 6 historically significant is how it demonstrates that superior durability can stem from optimal physical layout rather than brute over-engineering. Its tilted design created inherent resistance to thermal and lubrication problems. The Slant 6 stands as a testament to the idea that sometimes the most revolutionary engineering solutions come from simple geometric changes rather than complex mechanical systems. Number 2. Chevrolet 350 cubic inch, 5.7 liters, small block V8. If there's one engine that could truly be called the heartbeat of American performance, it's the Chevrolet 350 small block V8. Introduced in 1967 and powering GM's lineup until 2004, this 5.7-liter legend defined versatility. In truck applications, the 350 typically delivered between 150 to 200 horsepower and 250 to 300 pound-feet of torque. But raw numbers don't capture the 350's significance. This engine found a home in C/K series trucks, Blazers, and Suburbans, but also in marine systems, RVs, and countless performance builds. What made the 350 truly special was its adaptability. It successfully navigated the challenging emissions era of the 1970s and 80s by evolving. adopting computer controls and fuel injection while maintaining its fundamental strengths. The 350's greatest legacy might be the massive aftermarket support it generated. Parts remain common and inexpensive, making it the premier choice for customizers and restorers decades after production ended. It's not just an engine, it's an entire ecosystem of performance and personalization. The 350 small block represents the ultimate democratic engine, accessible to anyone with basic mechanical skills, yet capable of extraordinary performance in the right hands. It's as comfortable powering a work truck as it is serving as the foundation for a 600 horsepower hot rod. For generations of truck owners, the 350 wasn't just a power plant. It was an invitation to participate in American car culture, a blank canvas waiting for each owner's personal vision. Number 1. Ford 300 cubic inch, 4.9 liters, Inline 6. At the top of our countdown sits an engine defined not by maximum power, but by maximum durability. The Ford 300 cubic inch Inline 6, rightfully nicknamed the Anvil. Produced from 1965 through 1996 for Ford pickup trucks, this 4.9-liter workhorse isn't famous for track records, but for documented half-million-mile longevity. In its final fuel-injected form, it produced a modest 150 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque, numbers that tell nothing of its true greatness. The secret to the 300's legendary status was deliberate over-engineering. It featured all-iron construction and a robust 7-main bearing design. The engine was specifically built for low-end torque rather than high-revving horsepower, meaning it operated in a deliberately under-stressed state for most applications. This created an engine so resilient that a common saying emerged: Ford trucks equipped with the 300 would rust out around the engine before the engine itself quit working. Its reputation was so strong that Ford continued making industrial versions long after truck production ended, serving as the standard engine for UPS delivery vehicles and military applications. The 300's simplicity made it a staple for teaching in high school auto shops because it rarely needed rebuilding. When emissions regulations and market demands for V8 power finally ended its production, rumors persisted of a twin-turbo fuel-injected version allegedly capable of over 400 pound-feet of torque, a project killed because it threatened established V8 sales. The Ford 300 Inline 6 stands as the ultimate example of an engine whose reputation was built not on maximum performance, but on maximum trustworthiness. The mechanical embodiment of the phrase, "They don't build them like they used to." If you enjoyed this journey through America's most beloved truck engines, you'll definitely want to check out my video on 11 legendary engines that made their brand famous. It's the perfect companion piece that explores how certain power plants didn't just define vehicles. They defined entire automotive brands.